I mean, this is right out of a television show.
This story is so unbelievable, I almost guarantee it's going to be the next big Netflix true crime documentary. This all started last Thursday in Seminole County, Florida, when someone was driving and recorded what appears to be an armed carjacking. And pretty quickly, police were like, yeah, this woman, Catherine, was driving and she is now missing. What took longer to come out, however, was that within 2 hours of that carjacking, police got a call of a vehicle fire, went to a remote area, and found her vehicle engulfed in flames, burned so much that they couldn't even tell the make and model at first. But they found her deceased inside and about a dozen shell casings in the area. But there's more. The person who recorded this video also called 911. They told police they had witnessed this green Acura chasing her, ramming the back of her vehicle before this unfolded. Catherine had a phone. She called her husband. He says that she said, "I'm being followed by someone," and he told her not to get out of the car. You know what neither of them did? Called the police. Neither one of them did. Police made contact with him. What, she hung up and then was carjacked and killed, and what, hours later her husband wasn't like, "Wonder what happened with those people who were chasing my wife," and called the police? But it gets even weirder. This green Acura, police couldn't see the plate, but they figured out the year, and with the color, they found out it was very, very rare. There was only 3 of these in the entire state of Florida, and 2 of them had been sold to salvage yards. So it's literally a one-of-a-kind car in the state of Florida. So they look and find that these people had it. They sold it to like a company who sold it at an auction. And somewhere along the line, people didn't file the title paperwork, so they don't know who currently owned it. What they do know is that several days before this was at an apartment complex illegally parked and was towed away. Do you know what happened after it was towed away? The tow truck driver who towed it was murdered. He was shot. They found more than 100 spent rounds at the crime scene, and that car was seen at the crime scene prior to the murder. So it seems that these people tracked him down, killed him, and took the car. And all of those shell casings, they were from a very unique caliber, 10 millimeter, which is not something you see a lot of. And guess what the shell casings around her burned up car were? Also 10 millimeter. But good news, police have already made an arrest in the case. 2 people, in fact. Hey, there was 2 carjackers. They must have arrested those 2 carjackers, right? Wrong. You know who they arrested?
The sheriff's department also stating a deputy with Orange County was arrested in connection to Aguas Vivas' case. Deputy Francisco Estrella seen here in bond court, facing 5 charges held with no bond after he is accused of using a fake name to access an internal server to get information on Aguas Vivas' case. The sheriff's office is saying Estrella was allegedly asked to access that information by Aguas Vivas' husband.
So I've described the husband as cooperative. Quite frankly, I think he knows a lot more than what he shared.
Apparently, the woman who was murdered, her husband and her brother knew this deputy's wife, contacted her and said, "Can your husband give us information on the investigators working this case?" He then pretended to be a detective. He is not. Contacted, went into the system, got some information, shared very sensitive case information with them, as well as information allegedly like the names of the detectives who were working the case and their personal information, like their personal cell phones and their home addresses. Also, she was in Seminole County, which is like Winter Park, Central Florida, but she's from Homestead, which is Miami. Pretty long drive. And her husband had said she was up here visiting family, but police can find no family up here. So she wasn't here for that. So why was she up here, and why did this happen? I have a feeling this is just going to get weirder before it gets solved.